just got back from watching Thor with Anthony Hopkins and Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, God.
Fuck off.
I'll take it.
The movie is about the character of Thor, who is the son of... What was the king's name? Odin?
Mm-hmm.
Right, and they're from another realm that was called...
Asgard.
He does some naughty shit, and his dad sends him to Earth as punishment. He gets exiled to Earth, where he meets some humans and grows as a person. And that's about the movie.
You are a vain, greedy, cruel boy. You are an old man and a fool! You're unworthy! Father. I now take from you your power! And I cast you out!
Well, I think we all... Did you enjoy it? You
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I loved it, and I'm pretty much a comic book nerd, and was looking forward to this movie for months and months and months.
Yes.
And it lived up to my expectations, so I'm happy.
I loved all the little one-liners that they had in it.
Yeah, it was really... I thought it was really
There's a lot
funny.
more comedy than I was expecting, which is good, because I think if they tried to make Thor and Earth all serious, it would just be stupid. So it actually sort of makes fun of itself, really.
You dare threaten me, Thor, with so puny a weapon?
What? He was freaking me out! Where did he come from?
One thing that sort of annoyed me a bit, I don't know if I can say this, sort of a spoiler, the main villain, will I say who the villain is?
It's really obvious who it is.
Good. Thor's brother Loki was not really as... He was sort of a good guy in this movie.
They toned him down.
Yeah, in the comic he is like pretty much flat out evil. Like pretty much two-dimensional. And while I did like Loki in the movie, it wasn't sort of the Loki that I was expecting. So that was the only thing that sort of annoyed me a bit.
Well, I had no expectations because I've never read the comic books.
Having said that, I thought the actor that played Loki did a really good job. But that's sort of the only sort of minor problem I have with it. Everything else was pretty much spot on.
Did you have any problems with it?
There wasn't enough shirtless scenes?
Yeah, that was my biggest problem too.
You know, for a crazy homeless person, he's pretty good. How'd you get inside that cloud? Also, how could you eat an entire box of Pop-Tarts and still be this hungry?
This drink, I like it. Another!
This is going on Facebook. Smile.
Anyway,
there's some nice little sort of, I guess you call it Easter eggs for Marvel fans, and some little hints at future movies.
Yeah, they sort of tie it into the whole Marvel universe because
the
Iron Man and whatever else all tie into the Avengers, which is going to come out next year, is it?
Yeah.
So they always try to put little clues or little links in between all these movies so that you sort of get the feel that they're all in the same universe.
For anyone that's seen Iron Man, is familiar with S.H.I.E.L.D., there's the character from Iron Man 2, I can't remember his name. But you recognise him.
Yeah, I was going to say, I recognise
him. Yeah, some agent dude, whatever his name is actually in the movie as well, so yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And there's a few references to Iron Man and Tony Stark.
Yeah.
So
that was fun. I like that.
It's not easy to do what you did. You made my men look like a bunch of minimum wage mall cops. That's hurtful. Would you like to tell me where you received your training? Afghanistan? Chechnya? Who are you?
But I thought everyone did a really good job with this movie, acting-wise.
Yeah, acting was good.
It looked good.
You can't criticise them too much because it's not like there was the massive range of human emotions that come with like a drama movie or something.
I thought the love story between Thor and Jane was a bit silly. It was sort of just pathetic. Really. It was. There was like
They've
no.
Got to have with superheroes the love story.
I think they had like
it felt
one
so
or two.
forced.
They only had like one or two scenes together, really,
I know.
where you didn't really feel like
And
there was
then
much of a connection. And then at the end, they kiss like they're so in love, and it's just.
Yeah.
I didn't believe it Wasn't convincing.
I believed that the two girls were totally in love with the guy. Like, oh my god, like they're just giggly and flirty and wonderful. And it was, I thought that, yeah, that's spot on. I would be like that too. I would turn into a giggly little girl if Chris Hemsworth was in front of me.
These people are innocent. I have no plans to die today.
Who's your favourite character?
Thor. Yeah, I actually really liked Thor. I liked his cockiness when he at the start.
I liked his. He's actually pretty much the only character with any real. Oh no, I was gonna say him and Loki are probably the two that was sort of the highlight. But they're the only ones that had any real interesting character development. I'd say Thor and Loki were the highlight of the movie.
I really enjoyed the assistant as well. What was her name? Darcy?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed her. I thought she was really good. She made me smile just for every line she had.
They were good lines though.
Yeah, they were good.
Your ancestors called it magic. And you call it science. I come from a place where they're one and the same.
Asgard looked awesome. The special effects that he used to create Asgard was pretty spectacular. And it was actually a lot more to do with Asgard than I expected. I thought it was all going to be set on Earth, mostly.
I probably would prefer it if it was.
I was pretty excited. Well, I'm a bit the opposite. I was pretty excited that we got to see a bit more of Asgard than I expected. Cause
I hated the helmet his brother kept wearing with the big...
Yeah.
No, but that is how it looks in the comic.
Yeah, but that was just wrong.
Really? I actually thought he looked pretty cool. For such a dumb costume, they made it look alright.
Dork!
Yeah, but for what they had to work with, they made it look pretty cool.
The hammer of Mjolnir actually
You
looks
suck.
quite realistic.
Do you swear to guard the lives of the innocent and preserve the peace?
I swear. I will destroy their kind. You can't kill an entire race and die with them.
I'll give it 3.
3? I'm going to go with 3 as well.
I'm going to go 3.5.
4 from me!
And D says 4.
Whoever wields this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
Who are you?
You'll see soon enough.
God, I hope you're not crazy.
Well, we'll be back in right about now. And we're back. We just watched Arthur with Russell Brand and Helen Mirren. The story is Russell Brand plays Arthur, who is a very, 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 very rich guy that never grew up. He's basically a kid in a man's body with a lot of money.
Like Peter Pan in the city with a lot of cash.
Yeah. And his mum wants him to marry a woman for business reasons so that the wife can take over the company and blah, blah, blah. And he meets someone who he actually likes, and that's the movie.
Morning, Arthur. Hello, Hobson. Say goodbye to your friends now, Arthur. Make me. Ow! Hobson!
Right. What did you think?
I actually didn't mind it.
Yeah?
Reminded me a little bit of Mr. Deeds at times. It was kind of, predictable.
Yeah.
But it was funny.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really funny. Russell Brand I seem to enjoy Russell Brand more when he's scripted, when someone else is giving him the words.
Hello, Arthur.
What was that?
French kiss.
Really? Because the French always surrender. That was decidedly German.
But in this one he was great, and I think the one thing he does have with a lot of people is chemistry. He seems to be able to get along well with everyone. Because Helen Mirren and him, Helen Mirren plays his nanny for 30 years, and the chemistry between those two was wonderful.
I loved it. I love the one-liners and everything they gave her. She just...
Helen Mirren was wonderful in this movie.
Loved her.
Arthur, get in the car.
No.
Bitterman, open the door.
Bitterman, close that door.
Get in the car. Not you, Bitterman. Who are you people? I'm his nanny.
I'm not. I'm Bitterman.
This movie, it's a romantic comedy, really. There's not much more to it than that. And I think it followed the formula of romantic comedy pretty much to a T.
freaking hilarious in parts. It's got the nice, touching moments, especially with Hobson.
Yeah, Helen Mirren.
Yeah, Helen Mirren's character, which is really nice because she basically was his mother.
Yeah.
Because his was just like
a bitch.
I need to remove the giant stick from her hands.
But yeah, Helen Mirren and him were wonderful together. I love watching them together. She just seemed to adore him.
He's weak. He's stronger than you think. You used to say, you can do anything under the sun. I never spoke like that. It was a bit like that.
But yeah, it doesn't really stray too far from the romantic comedy genre. I think having the main character be so rich and childlike is probably the only difference there, because it was so sort of flamboyant and ridiculous that you just sort of love him and want him to grow up at the same time. You're sort of like, I wish I could be that childlike again. And then on the other hand, you're like, just fucking grow up, you stupid wanker.
Yeah, you're like, I love you.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I could live without the money. I am a grown man and I shall get a job to prove it. Don't let that undermine what I just said.
It was good. It was funny. I laughed a lot. It wasn't the best comedy in the world, but it was enjoyable. With all the movies that are out at the moment and coming out soon, I'd probably wait for DVD for this one.
I probably would, because I've seen funnier ones.
Bad kitty. Stop it! My bed is made of magnets. Get me out of here!
At least something in this room is attracted to you.
What would you give it?
I think I'm going to give it a 3.
That's exactly what I was going to give it.
It's alright.
We're going to go agree again.
Yeah, shocking.
Shocking.
Yeah, I would give it a 3. It's entertaining, it's funny.
Do you know how to use Excel?
No.
PowerPoint?
No.
Outlook?
Generally positive, I mean, I have down days like anyone, but... Let me look after you for a change. How does this bag of tea work?
Be careful, it's going to be very, very...
Oh, God, no!
Hot.
We'll be back.
Put this on, please. Say, wash your winky.
Wash your winky.
Could you do chewy?